Hello, I'm sitting here recording the police officers.
Hey Todd, it's the police department. We just want to make sure you're okay, and then we're going to go away.
They're out here talking to me, and I have no reason to talk to them, because I've been, I guess they could be here because I was just complaining to, I don't know, haven't complained to anyone, but I must be getting harassed. I have no reason to talk to these people, and, you know, I wish I had a restraining order against them, and I wish I was out of the state. The only thing that happened today was I got a call from someone at DHS. I've also been talking to my attorney up in Salem, Oregon. I've been talking to this guy, Eric Blumenthal, and his whole office, and I made a big complaint. Sent email out to senators and shit. I also got a phone call from DHS about a complaint about the medical care and treatment I was receiving. That's the only person I've talked to all day besides the attorney through email. So I don't know why they're here, but I don't want to talk to these guys. My website, OregonStateHospital.net/Obama's weapon. It's pretty explanative. Look at the latest email I've got on there. If you look in the D folder, it's email August 8th, 2013. There's some other parts of the file. You'll see everything there. PDF. And I'm just recording this in case anything happens. I'm not going to open my door because, dude, I didn't call these guys. And I would not call these people. In fact, dude, my whole life's going to be terror for the rest of my life because I'm always going to be afraid that people are following me. Guys like this, harassing me, never able to go to anyone for help or nothing. So, these guys, part of the cover-up, you know, the every city cop, state police cop, they all know, especially the Springfield guys, they're watching their ass. They're protecting their buddy from assault, battery, technological. Work with the CIA, that's the point. They'll never admit to working with the CIA or the FBI illegally, doing things, letting technology get used in their city, their town. Anyway, I'm just going to sit here and record this and make sure that nothing crazy happens. Yeah, I'm going through some shit because I'm being tortured and crap. But anyway, I got a recording of the lady up in fucking Salem. She's telling me she's not going to get me medical care. And she's not, that if I don't drop my claims of what happened and how it happened, she can't even see them helping me with the medical treatment. That's the only thing. I think that she's probably the one who notified, complained to the police. Anyway, I'm just going to sit here. I got a recording of that on my Google Voice. It's not the whole conversation. I started recording after she told me that she didn't see me. I was like, she said I'm not going to get medical care. And I said, why? What would bar me from, I'm complaining about injury to my brain and my body. And I gave her all the documents and microwaves and everything and the shit the CIA did to me. And I'm saying I'm being denied medical care, and there's people all over the fucking city and state involved in this shit. And, well, I gave her all the details, including my website, and she's actually looking at it. She's all, damn, I don't think you're going to get any help. And she's, so she's part of the problem. That just means, I started recording it because she was saying those things. I was like, what? You're supposed to help make sure I do get medical care. You're supposed to be the ombudsperson. She's the advocate, the ombudsman person for the Oregon Health Authority. Well, I guess I won't get help until I get out of Oregon. She's not the ombudsperson for me if she's protecting. You don't know who's involved. If everyone at the state hospital is, then she must. It's quite possible that you can't really eliminate any single person from saying you're not getting medical care because you're talking about something that we did to you, you know. So, all right. No one's here. They just left. They clearly announced my name. They said, "Hey Todd, we just want to talk to you, make sure you're okay." I don't really care. You want to see, here's the document on my website. This is the email itself. You want to see the URL where you can say hospital.net. I was sitting here reading this. Man, it's a long 20-page PDF. It's an email on my website. It's in PDF format. There it is. Criminal complaint request for DOJ services. Look, I only want services from someone who's not part of the Springfield and city police and shit. And I don't really want anything. I want to be done without them talking to me because I'm so afraid of them. Because I think that they're all out. I know them. I know that they're intimidating me. They're committed crimes against me. They're so unsafe. I don't even want to talk to these people. I don't want them to be in the same room as me. So, that's all the people I sent it to. These are senators, attorney general, U.S. DOJ, FBI, a couple of media options, newspapers, TV. This could be exactly what it's over, but man, I won't talk to them. They could talk to me over email. This is pretty damaging email on. So there it is on my website. It's in the D folder. It's this one down here. August 8th, 2013. Alright, this is the evidence. I'm just going to sit here. Here's my website.
As the ongoing...
It's right now, it's Russell Tice Week. Meaning, I just got that video on autoplay. I just set it down. Here's what she was saying. She's like, damn, you don't got brain damage if you're designing websites about this. The woman at DHS, the buzz person, that's not true. I got all these symptoms, and I put them all there in that file. And I built this crappy website that's not even half what it could be. You might need to look at my potential. I'm sitting here crippled and I can't even move. I'd be doing something great with my life. I mean, not focusing on this. I'm not being successful with this, defending myself against it. I'd have an attorney right now. I'd have medical treatment. I'd probably move to California by now, except I'm crippled physically. Can't even move. This is amazing. Here's a diagram of the light box. This is a very compact light box, so it's not this big. You imagine a real device, a microwave transmitter, a light gun. It just has many points. It could shoot in all directions. If you know what a TV tube works, the photon sensor or the light gun in the back, that's what this is kind of mimicking. So photons are projected from multiple directions. And there's more than one light gun because they got to be able to get around, fit it around objects and have the ability to beam it to more than one location at once. Hello? No, I think she's recovering at my aunt's house. She had surgery today. Do you want to get her number and call where she's staying? Well, she's staying at my aunt's, Brenda's. That's phone number's 541-942-6908. Well, yes, alright, she'll probably get that, but if I know the name of the medical place you're calling from, I can tell her to call you. Oh, this is Teresa? Okay. No, this is Todd. Yeah. Yeah, as far as I know. Oh, I don't even know. Oh, it's a private thing. She had to have some tissue removed, something that they thought was cancer. I don't know. Yeah. Bye. Alright. So this light gun look, all it is an idea of how they've got it arranged. They've got to have a way to direct photons. I think there's more than just 4 on each side. A cube is a pretty good design. You're going to have more than 4 on each side, because you have to, you know, think about it though. If the light gun, each single light gun can actually move its position to just think about it. It's like pixels on a screen, except they're focusing on a 3D space. So, you know, like an open space, so they have more points probably. It's going to be higher resolution than a TV screen. So they might have billions or trillions of different points, precision levels each light gun can be at. It can go up and down very similarly. It's not going to just, you know, it'll focus where it needs to, and it could go to more than one spot. It could jump around to millions, trillions of points at once. Probably just like a TV screen, multiple times a second, 60 or more. Just who knows what the specification on their design is, but they're able to direct energy at a point of multiple different points over the duration of milliseconds. They could change points, okay? Nanoseconds, change points. And that just allows them to do things, okay? Direct it at, you know, it'll be pointing at this person 1 second, this one next second, or it'll be beaming a little signal here, a little there. It'll move around a person's body so that they can paint images. It's paint energy flows, create a photon river of energy at a person. And that's what the point of this weapon is. There are multiple types of directed energy weapon. There are versions that fit in a car, like a remote movable mobile station. They fit in, they might have them large versions that fit on a ship or on a satellite or in a terrestrial location. Like they could deploy it somewhere, have it sit at like a larger version that has a lot more oomph, like, you know, how strong it is, how much damage the weapon can cause, and what it does. There's a lot of choice depending on how much power and energy the version they're using has. Small ones might be able to do a lot of damage. Large ones, or even small ones, I mean, could tear apart a building or something. They could do a lot of things. They could use to move tissue around, heat, cold, chill your body. And there's the possibility of, you know, like if they got the wavelength and the energy level to the right point. I mean, look at the video from drjudywood.com. You're talking about the possibility of turning matter to dust, just tearing apart an entire building or structure. That's what they did. That's what the only explanation for how the World Trade Center turned to dust is being destroyed and demolished with an energy weapon. If you read her explanation, all the evidence says that the World Trade Center didn't fall to the ground. It turned to dust in midair, and there's not very many things out there that do it. Judy Wood is the first one, a physicist, a scientist, who said, she asked the question, you know, was this building destroyed with a microwave energy weapon, a directed energy weapon? And without asking that question, you would not figure out how the World Trade Center got destroyed, how it fell, what happened, what made it fall. It did not collapse. It was I think someone in the U.S. government was watching the entire thing happen, looking at the building they have deployed these weapons, right? So they were watching the whole thing unfold with their remote electromagnetic imaging, satellite technology, whatever. And they're watching it, and they say, well, we got to tear that whole building down. And so instead of letting it just burn up and fall, they did it in a controlled manner using this microwave system. And they turned the whole fucking thing to dust. If you watch it, it gets peeled like a banana. you see a tower that's remaining, and it's got dust on top of it, like it was turned to dust, not that dust fell on it. And then it starts to just fall away, like the whole thing, rest of it turns to dust. It was just nuts watching the video. There's torched cars, people saying that there was this warm air that wasn't there. There was not a lot of heat, but it was probably feeling microwaves. Directed energy can be the focal point, the energy, anyway, I want to point this out. You can make a microwave that only affects certain energy or particles. It only would tear apart certain bonds or particles, or if it wasn't focused at the right area, if it wasn't focused on the humans, it wouldn't do anything to them. Or it would be different. So they were feeling warmth, and maybe it was heated air, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. But anyway, I guess the dust particles were continuing to break down. Like, they fell to the ground, coarse, big particles, and then they continued to break down on the ground somehow. Like, turning the finer particles, really fine dust that normally it wouldn't get that fine, I don't think, without it being broken down with a directed energy weapon. So, anyway, the World Trade Center, most of it didn't fall to the ground. There wasn't enough debris, and only a small amount fell to the ground. And there wasn't any P waves, or they had some sensors that were used to detect earthquakes and stuff. They did not detect a building falling to the ground. They detected surface waves, but it didn't travel through the earth, and it was just, the damn building was torn apart in midair and never fell. And no one noticed because everyone in the media were just saying, oh, it collapsed. And they didn't ask the question, how did it collapse? They didn't ask what happened. And, they didn't know the government probably had a secret weapon that they decided to use on the damn building to demolish it instead of letting it happen naturally, just fall. They did it to try to prevent damage to the rest of the place, And maybe it was a test. I mean, if they got a weapon, they're looking for an opportunity to try it. They're like, yeah. They needed an opportunity. They found a building that was blown up, almost blown up. It was blown up with a plane, true, but it didn't have enough damage to fall like that. It didn't turn to dust. So they needed a way to demolish it, and they wanted to test out their weapon, so they did it. They're probably one of the first times they ever got to test it in action, right there during an emergency. It was the first time they've ever done it. I think that's what was going on. Now, there's other types of energy weapons, though. Synthetic telepathy, torture weapons. There's weapons out there. Synthetic you don't understand. So, what I allege, though, what I saw in that video, the dust was also being pushed around. It was being lifted up into the air, and dust usually doesn't do that. Like, dust does not get sucked up in outer space. They believe that they were shaping and doing things to the dust to make it settle and rise faster than it should have, and it rose higher than it should have. It just kept rising. They took it out of Earth's atmosphere. And there's satellite images of that and shit. And it's really crazy. But this weapon, though, I've seen them do some things to my body that's very similar. The amount of precision and targeting they could do. Also to your environment, like the airwaves. The air molecules. They could create waves of air molecules pushing and creating pressure in the atmosphere. And doing crazy things to the atmosphere, like recreating sounds or just pushing air molecules around, or your tissue or body very precisely, and it's pinpoint accuracy. And so I'm just like thinking about that building and the way the dust was moving, and it's reminding me of all the capabilities. They could target a human with this too, the same weapon system. It might enable full nerve manipulation. If I don't know, they might have more than one weapon. So, but it just, they could do all this from space or any remote location. There's no difference where it's coming from. Energy can be directed through walls at a person. It could work from ground, satellite, cellular base stations for remote neural monitoring. I mean, anything. So many systems. And I think it's everywhere. The system they use to take down that building in New York, it's probably everywhere. It's everywhere. And what it's being used for, they can see you through walls, read your brain waves. I know it's being used for that. Any satellite that can read radio waves can read neurons and the energy and the radio waves from neurons. So that allows them to decode everything in your brain and body, every impulse, your dreams, your vision. Every separate neuron is like a pixel in a picture. The police have gone. I'm going to go ahead and shut this up. I don't know what to do. But I expect some investigation to get done soon. I want to not have too much contact with it. I don't want to be involved with the police directly. I want them to come out and say, look, the weapon technology, we know what it is. And I want them to just end it. And shit, I don't feel like I could be safe around any human. Now I'm very scared. I mean, I guess this just kicked into me. It made me feel so panicked when they knocked on my door. And I wasn't feeling that way when I managed to go out today and go to Costco. I was kind of upset with my grandpa a little bit here and there. But I was at least going around people. It's going to take me a few days to recover. I'm going to be afraid. It's going to come and go. I guess. But I'm really afraid of having to talk to them about this. I want someone to be there for me. I don't ever want to talk to them when I know that they're going to lie. And, not have any protection from them being physical danger, and shit. Danger of false arrest because they're lying. Danger of them just covering something up, and doing it without any way to validate anything they're doing because they've got this weapon and they've done this and lied already. Alright, bye. It's Todd Giffen, OregonStateHospital.net or ObamasWeapon.com.